Hey everyone, I'm Justin Karras.
And I'm Terry Mulhern with Educational Retirement Advisors. Welcome to part 5 of the 5-part series of the 5 financial risks in retirement. Today we're going to talk about market risk and how that affects your portfolio and how we hedge against those market risks.
Yeah, I think we've all kind of heard this term before, and market risk really pops up in portfolios that have various and variable investments. You're not so much at risk for this piece if you're solely in a pension or solely reliant on Social Security, but if you're putting contributions to other variable accounts, inherently you're going to have market risk baked into that portfolio. And this just really refers to systematic risk that you cannot diversify away from. It's the risk that the overall market could have some sort of downturn, or the overall performance of the market affects your investments inherently just being exposed to the overall stock market. Now, there is specific risk which we can diversify away from, and that's where we talk about different sectors of the market. Healthcare has different risks than oil and gas. Consumer staples has different risks than industrials. So there is a way to kind of diversify, but if the market as a whole makes a sudden movement, that's really the risk we're referring to in this scenario. And it really becomes important as we approach retirement because there's something called sequence of returns risk. Terry, do you mind walking us through an example and sharing what that is?
Yeah, so we're all familiar with the idea that over time, as you get closer to retirement, that you want to take less risk in your overall retirement portfolio. It becomes very evident once you retire and you start withdrawing funds from your retirement account. So the sequence of returns risk is really the risk of when does the market go up and when does the market go down. The chart here does a very simple explanation of what that is. So we have two investors, Mr. Green on the left side and Mr. Blue on the right side. They both start with $1 million. They want to take out 5% a year, or about $50,000 to live off of. But Mr. Green, when he retires, the market tends to be in the up years during the beginning part of his retirement. So you can see that his portfolio actually continues to build through the early part of his retirement. And then at age 90, when he passes away, he has about $2.5 million to give to his heirs. That's purely because the market was an upward trend in the very beginning. Mr. Blue, on the other hand, retired when the market started to go down. He's still taking out that $50,000 per year, but you can see how fast his portfolio falls because he's taken out more than 5% a year because his portfolio has fallen. And the difference is that he runs out of money at age 82. So when we work on building your retirement portfolio, as we get into those retirement years, especially 5 years before, we start reallocating your portfolio and reducing that market risk in your portfolio and protect you from those downside risks.
Thank you.